If you look at a standard Rubik's Cube, you usually see a puzzle. You see colors that need to be aligned, a problem that needs to be solved. A few weeks back I made a video about making a Rubik's Cube mosaic, so this isn't my first rodeo, even though people pointed out a method I should have incorporated in the project, but for some reason I missed entirely. But recently I've been looking at it differently. I've been looking at it as a storage device. When you turn a face of the cube, that isn't just a random movement, it's a specific data point. A turn to the right is a letter, a turn to the left is another. And if you string enough of these turns together, you aren't just scrambling a cube, you're encoding information. That got me thinking, what if I could take the names of the people who have subscribed to this channel and then digitally encode them into the state of a cube? But if you've made your subscription public, that's the only way I can get your names, because if they set it to private, it's hard to get your names off of YouTube. So I wanted to turn my subscriber list into a simple cryptographic wall of some kind. Let me break down the logic of how this actually works, because it's surprisingly straightforward even if the implementation was a headache. Now imagine a name like Ben. That's 3 letters, B-E-N. In my system, every letter corresponds to a specific move on the cube. So you take the letter N and you perform that specific rotation. Then you take E and apply that rotation on top of the previous one, then B. Now, the interesting thing about a Rubik's Cube is that the order of operations matters. If you reverse the name NEB and reverse the direction of the turns, going forwards versus backwards, you can essentially write the name into the chaotic colors of the cube. And because we know the moves, we can mathematically reverse them to retrieve the name. It's a two-way street, it's a cipher. About a few months ago, I actually animated a similar concept in Blender. I made a 3D Rubik's Cube and animated the turns using code so the logic wasn't new. But that was just a simple 3D based project. I wanted to create a logic that could run in a browser and in real time for everyone to see. The goal wasn't to display one name, it was to display a mosaic of hundreds or even thousands. And this is where reality hit me hard. A single 3D cube in a web browser has 26 individual cubelets. Now, with thousands of subscribers, that would mean rendering tens of thousands of individual 3D objects in real time. And there is no web browser that can handle that without crashing if it is not optimized. So I had to be realistic. Now, I looked at different optimization techniques, which when used was still somehow laggy, with random names that I generated just to test the limitations, until I decided to use GPU instancing, which also came at a cost, where a random rotation that I intended to use, I had to remove because it was getting complicated. But the project ran faster, with thousands of random demo names. Now, it was a constant battle between my ego wanting many cubes and the browser telling me, absolutely not. When I started the project, the original code only worked with English letters, A through Z. When subscribers had names in Russian or Chinese or Arabic, those characters got filtered out completely. They'd end up with the solved cube just sitting there doing nothing. On top of that, the old cipher used moves that were opposite of each other. One letter might map to a U and another to U prime, which spins the same face backwards. So characters in the same word could cancel each other out and undo the scrambling. I thought about fixing it by using 5 moves for every single character. That way, every possible character will get its own unique pattern with very minimal overlap. Now, the math worked out fine, but when I actually thought about it, 4 letters would need 20 moves total. Longer sequences could hit 60 or 70 moves. Nobody wants to sit there watching that. So I went with something simpler. Every character has a number in Unicode. A is 65, emojis are up in the hundred thousands. Now I take that number, divide it by 12, and use whatever's left over to pick one of 12 moves. Now those 12 moves are mapped into this sequence. All of them turn clockwise or 180 degrees, no counterclockwise prime moves, so nothing cancels anymore. Different characters can end up with the same move because there's thousands of characters but only 12 buckets. But it doesn't really matter because the cube's just there to look cool. It's fast, handles any language, and gets the job done. So this is where the project currently stands. It was a journey from a simple Blender animation 6 months ago, not related to the current code-driven web application today, but currently the wall is at 300 names. So if you want to be a data point in this experiment, you can send your name to my Discord. I'm going to keep tweaking the code, maybe find new ways to represent the cubes, but for now, I'm just happy it actually works. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.